Now, you're either going to think this is genius or mental. I got bored of polishing by hand, so I've jerry-rigged the crank into the block. This is my Honda B20Z1 crankshaft, and I'm going to show you how to polish it. Now, we've got it out of the engine because we've had a new ATI super damper, a new Lightning flywheel, and a new Competition 2 clutch. This has all been balanced. You might know that if you've been following the build up to this point. Now, before I fit it back into the block with fresh bearings, we're going to polish these journals. Now, the reason you want to polish your journals is to reduce friction. Friction obviously being the enemy of the engine. By reducing friction, we're going to improve the oil life, the bearing life, and improve lubrication. So lots of good things, lots of good reasons to polish your crank journals. So, bit of a shopping list before we start. You're going to need some sandpaper, and the sandpaper you need is based on the condition of your crankshaft. Now, this came out of a serviceable running engine, so you know it's in perfectly good condition. There's a bit of oil staining on the journals, and there's there is a bit of polishing to do, but it is by no means in bad condition. Now, if your crankshaft has been sat at the back of your garage for 5 years, and if you've even got rust on the surface of the journals, right, you're going to have to go through from probably 800 grit sandpaper up to 1200 grit sandpaper, and then finish with a metal polish. Because I'm only just cleaning up this serviceable crankshaft, I'm just going to give it a bit of a pass with 1200 sandpaper and then straight onto metal polishing. So, your sandpaper. You're going to need some thin lubrication that we're going to use with the sandpaper around the journal. Here in the UK, WD-40 is quite a popular brand. Wherever you're from, the brand isn't important, is what I'm trying to say. You're going to need some metal polish. Another one here that I think is maybe unique to the UK, Brasso. Whatever metal polish is suitable in your area. Some brake cleaner. Again, don't worry about the brand. Any old brake cleaner will do, because we're going to clean it thoroughly before we start, and we're going to clean it thoroughly between stages. You're going to need a bootlace or a length of cloth that will wrap around the sandpaper, right? And you're about to see how that's done. This, by the way, is just it's cut out of an old cotton bed sheet. And you're going to need some clean cloths. Right then, so to get started, hopefully on the other camera you can see this journal here. I've started on it, it's had a couple of passes on the sandpaper, but you can still very faintly see that there is a cleaner line down the centre. Because the oil comes out of the hole in the centre of the journal there, that has obviously had a bit better lubrication than the rest of it. So I'm going to sand it until it's perfectly even and that line disappears, and then we'll move on to metal polish. So we're going to take our piece of sandpaper here and we're going to apply plenty of lubrication. Okay, now with that on there, we're going to wrap your bootlace or your strap or whatever you're using around twice. Come on. Okay, right, and now it's just a case of moving it back and forth with an even pressure. Right, and then we'll do this for, I don't know, a minute or so. And then hopefully when I take it off to check, we find that that line has disappeared and we've now got an even clean surface across the journal. This gets boring really quickly. I mean, wait till you're on your last journal, you'll be cursing this job. It's easy, but it's a shit job. Okay, I think that's about a minute, so let's have a look. Okay, not quite there yet. I can still see a faint line down the centre of the journal. So we're going to go for another pass. So with your strap of cotton, again, we're going to run around twice. Directly onto the journal. And we're going to apply plenty of polish so it soaks right into the strap. Typical, right? That is that's the GoPro battery gone again. Right, a new GoPro battery in. Let's try that again. So I've wrapped my string twice around. We're going to apply plenty of polish so it soaks right into the string, and then it's just the same as before. We're going to run this back and forth on the journal. Now, you're either going to think this is genius or mental. Comment below what you think. Right, so what I've done here, let me just turn the camera. I got bored of polishing by hand, so I've jerry-rigged the crank into the block. What you can see here, the main journals are sat on kitchen roll impregnated with metal polish, and the rod journals have got, these are still at the sanding stage, they've got 1200 sandpaper stuck to masking tape, and they are draped down through the cylinders, and they're hanging like that. Right, now watch this. Basically, it was taking too long to polish, so I thought, how can I do this quicker? And the answer is like this. So now I just hold that, and it only really works at a slow speed. If I go any quicker, then the pistons start knocking into each other, and I could probably find a slimmer. Oh, hang on, we've got something going on here. No, it's working. It's still working. Let's just follow this one, shall we? Oh, I didn't actually mean to go quicker there. Bit trigger happy on the old drill. Yeah, I'm just going to have to keep it slow for this to work, but at least I can just stand here and drink coffee while it does its thing. So hopefully the next bit of footage will just be a mirror finished crank. Okay, well, phase 2 of genius or madness. Right, I actually got bored of holding the drill, so there you go. I've rigged up the drill, and now we have fully automated crankshaft polishing. I hope I don't regret this. Hopefully the next clip will be a super shiny polished crankshaft, and this will have all worked out absolutely fine, which I'm sure it will.
Now, for some reason, I didn't even talk to the camera on this clip, but I can tell you that this is the Mark III with added yaw stabilisation. And yes, there was even a Mark IV. So all in all, this probably took about 5 hours of polishing, and that was on the on my jerry-rigged auto polisher. So if you had to do it by hand, Christ, you'd be there for days. But you know, only automate it like I did if you're confident that you're not gonna ruin your crankshaft. You know, because if something had gone wrong there, you know, you could scratch a journal, something like that, right? So only go ahead and do that if you've got the confidence to do it well. But that is how to polish your crankshaft journals. So I hope you've all got the confidence now to do that for yourself. So that's the end of the video. If you did like it, remember to like and subscribe. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.